Oh, hi guys. Every now and then I do get questions about the shapeshifter, and I always say, oh yeah, sure, I will do a video. And well, the shapeshifter being the most complicated tool, I think, well, let's do a few videos. This one is not really well prepared, so I thought, well, let's give it a go. Let's explain a few little elements of the tool, especially small items that come with the tool. I put them here on a piece of foam. And most importantly, I have a nice trick as well. You can make your own templates and cut any shape you like. So let's see how that works. Okay, well, as I've said, the shapeshifter is the most complex tool, and it takes a lot of exercise to get to work with it. And then again, it also comes with a lot of small little elements. So this video, I think I will explain some of these smaller items that come with the tool. Are they really such a big deal? No, they are not. They're nice to have, but then again, let me briefly explain why they are with this tool anyways. So let's start with, I keep them on the block. So let's start with this. This is not everything, but here I have a few items. Woo, I hope they don't slide off. And I call them these are the puzzle pieces. And the puzzle pieces, it was just a fun idea where you actually can put them on the table and at random make a kind of shape. Don't know what kind of shape, and then cut it, right? So you can, it's a puzzle, and you pin them down on this, I call it the switchboard. You trace the shape you have made, you have puzzled, yeah, and see what comes out of it. So that's one thing. So is it nice to have? Yeah, I guess so. But there's another thing that makes some of these parts really useful. Then again, so these are the parts. Again, yet again, there are many more of these parts you can use at random to make silly and strange shapes. Now these little circular pieces, rings, obviously they are going onto here, this track. Here we have a little wheel. I mostly use the little wheel so I can actually trace the shape and the wheel rolls, right? Now imagine if you have a larger wheel, you have another distance from the shape you are tracing. Now that doesn't do much, obviously, but if you go around a corner in a small wheel, you get a small curve. If you use a large wheel, you get a large curve. And actually, if you switch this one out and take the one with the nail, and actually this is also a piece that often is a bit confusing for people, because I did not, the nail is not there because it depends on if you want a thicker or a thinner nail in there. But if you, everybody has a nail. So, but if you trace with a nail, you can imagine that your lines will even be, or your corners will even be more sharp. than tracing with a little wheel. Finally, there is there are two other pieces that might be a little bit confusing, and those are these little rectangle pieces, square pieces. And actually it's not that difficult, but let me explain. So here I have a shape. I have here an angled shape, just one that was lying around. So if I trace it like this, sure, I get a specific shape being cut at the wire. And by the way, if you see this video and you think, what the hell am I looking at? Go back many years on my YouTube channel and you'll see an English and a German version where I explain the basics of this tool, but maybe I will do another one soon. Anyway, so I trace this shape. Now, for some reason, I don't want this shape. I'm not satisfied with this shape. Now, as you can see, here's a hole. There's a hole in this piece, so I can pin it down. And here is another hole, so I can move it. And I put it here because this is the angle I want. But let's say I'm not totally satisfied with this angle. It needs to be a little bit more to the right, or it needs to be a little bit more to the left. So what I do, I have here, and this is very tiny. You can see it's a square. Actually, here's the larger one. Use a square, and there's a hole. This metal book screw fits in it. And one side is 1 millimeter, 2, 3, and 4, which means that if I put the book screw in this square and I put it in here, I now push this shape further away from the book screw, and depending which side, it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 millimeters. And if I need to push it more, I have a larger square to push it even further. So these are very tiny little extras which you can use to fine-tune your shape, the shape you are aiming for. With all that being explained, I do also have a nice tip for you. Now, this video is a short video explaining a few little details, a few little elements that come with the tool, especially for those who are already fighting with this tool, or playing with this tool, or working with this tool. But for all you out there who already work with this tool or are thinking about a tool like this, I have a real cool tip. Now, as you know, probably know, that there are some shapes, like there are a lot of shapes. There are a lot of basic shapes for curved elements like spires, zeppelins, stairways. These are from the expansion pack, all kinds of different onion shapes, etc., etc. But how cool would it be to make your own shape? And actually that is quite simple. And therefore I go back to these puzzle pieces, and the only thing I'm doing is I'm making this fence more or less like this. So let me see, I pinpoint him here. Yeah. Yep, that one is stuck. I do it here as well. And here as well. One moment. Okay, so now I have an L shape. Simple. Now, The only thing you have to do is you take a sheet of foam and you place it in here. And what you can do is you take a pen. Let me remove this piece and draw a shape. So for instance, something like this. Yeah. Again, this is on the fly. So this is a shape. Take a knife, scalpel knife, and I will cut it out. Again, this wasn't prepared. We do this on the fly. So the fun thing is this can go totally wrong. The cleaner the cut, the better it is. So you can also, if you like, you can also sand it to make the edge a bit smoother, but well, we'll see. Okay. It's all but smooth, but then again, fine by now. Fine for now. So this is also a shape, but I was aiming for this shape. So if I put this shape in here and I take this tracing element, you see I can now trace this shape. There you go. So the only thing I'm wondering now is how would this shape look like in the end? So that's something I'm trying to find out. Okay, the template has been cut and I aligned the whole machine. Now, you already may have noticed that I switched from this position to this. That's one thing. So I also, the L shape now is 180 degrees, you could say. It's flipped. And the reason is simple, because you have to think when you cut, you have to think the other way around. Now this sounds a bit crazy, but this is obviously the tip of your shape, and this is the base. So this is wide and this is small. So if I start here by cutting the tip, and the block of foam, which is this block, will be on this fence here, and I start cutting, then you see if I am here starting with the tip, then here the tip will also be cut, starts to appear. So the tip points to me, but the tip in the block of foam points to the camera. So it's switched, which means that if I reach this point here, the base, then I will be close here at the fence with my block of foam, which all makes sense. If I do it the other way around, then you will be in trouble, because I will end very centered here, which means that the whole big chunk of foam will come to a very narrow point and then it breaks. So it's a little bit blah blah abacadabra, but very important. Yeah, another thing. This is I have a few openings here, so I can put this block in one of these openings, obviously. But if I want to have the exact shape, I now follow this line here, which is actually the center of my project. And if I go all the way to the wire, which I cannot do now, but I will get this out. Now I go all the way to the wire. And look, okay, you see that the wire is, well, it's not, so it's not perfectly aligned. Just so you know, but, well, it is. The wire should be dead center in the middle of that opening where this shape goes in. And that's very important, because otherwise you might end up with a less pointy shape in the middle. Okay, having said all that, it's really time. I will not alter it. It's not perfectly in the middle, so let's see what comes out of it. I'm done talking. I want to cut some stuff now. Okay. Wing nut. Preferably today, please. Ah, finally. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So when I cut, I have one end on the fence and I have one end, my left hand, on this tracer. Okay. It's a very strange shape. Doesn't make sense yet, so, but let's turn it 180. And see how this shape actually looks like. Number 2. Okay, let's make a square, so I won't annoy you too long. A four-sided shape, I mean. There we go. Okay. Okay, so here we have a kind of a pagoda, I guess, an oriental shape. And yes, since this is on a 8-sided disc, you see I made a 4-sided one. I can make an 8-sided one, if you like. Shall we do that, Ruben? Ruben says yes, so okay. I could even make a 16-sided one. No, I don't do that. 8 is enough. So, oh yeah, Ruben, I cut another set of 4. So whenever you feel like it, you can go fast forward, okay? Well, as you can see, it actually works really well. You you don't need to, but the most simple way is to actually build this L-shape part, put a sheet of foam in it of approximately 1/5 of an inch, cut the shape you have in mind, and yeah, cut it. You also could make holes in the foam sheet and push book screws through the foam itself. In that case, you will not be needing a fence like that, but well, that's up to you. I think this might be the final one. Okay, I think, yeah, that's the one. Is it? I guess so. So here I have my 8-sided pagoda using this little template. So now you know how you can actually make your own templates. It's actually quite simple. Hope you liked it. And yes, if you have any requests regarding to this tool, let me know and I will absolutely do a follow-up of this tool. Thanks again for watching. On to the next video.